So y'all wanted games of consequence. Well, you got those games. South Carolina's guards show up big time. Maryland is back. Deja Kelly and the Oregon Ducks get the upset over Baylor and a whole lot more. Day 7 of women's college basketball starts now.
Quita Loves Sports. It is in the name.
What is up, awesome people of the internet? Yesterday, fans of women's basketball were in for a real treat as we saw a full day of awesome games. First up, let's talk about South Carolina taking down NC State. The final score of that game was 71-57. Now, trust me when I tell you guys, this game was way closer than the final score suggests. Coming into this game, we had two things happen for the Gamecocks, and both involved their bigs. They would be without starting power forward junior Chloe Kitts. Before the game tipped off, the school released a statement saying, "We're disappointed that Chloe has to sit out the game today due to an academic policy issue." Chloe has shown tremendous growth both academically and athletically over the offseason, demonstrating her commitment to excellence in every aspect. While she's unable to play today, we're incredibly proud of her progress. So no Chloe in this game, but we did see Ashton Watkins make her triumphant return back to the squad, and when she came off the bench, the fanfare was great. All right, so while we talk about the bigs for South Carolina, guys, this game was all about the guards. The reason why South Carolina ends up getting this dub because of two people put on an absolute show, and that was Te-Hina Paopao and Malaysia Fulwiley. Now, guys, don't let Te-Hina's three-point shooting fool you. She can be physical and get to the rim for buckets. So she was doing it yesterday, and yeah, she's way more than just a three-point shooter. We saw Te-Hina shoot a very efficient 10 of 16 from the field, ultimately finishing the game with 23 points. Now, for Malaysia Fulwiley, once again, she continues to show up and show out, looking like she's been shot out of a cannon when she comes off the bench. Really has been definitely the most impactful, second most impactful player for South Carolina yesterday. She ultimately finished the game with 18 points. Now, guys, one thing that I loved about this game is that South Carolina, even though, for the most part, this game was very challenging, they kept their composure throughout and played great team basketball.
I thought we won a game over a 40-minute period. I thought, our defense, our help defense, our ability to scramble out of situations, to recover. I know we didn't put a whole lot of points on the scoreboard, but I was really pleased with our defensive effort and our ability to just smother them at times. And I thought we opened the game up in the second half, and we knew there was another run coming. We just had to, it's young. Like, it's so, like, this is a great game to play, but it also reveals some of your weaknesses. And we know of them because we play this type of game. Like, you can beat somebody by 50 points, and you can pay for guarantee games, but you can't pay for the lessons that you put your players through, and they learn. I mean, I'm walking in here talking to Malaysia. Like, she is an incredible gift to the game, but at the same time, she does some things out there that makes you scratch your head, but it's all learning. Like, she can't learn that being up by 50. She can learn some great things and how to navigate and decrease the amount of, momentum changers, shots that she takes, good and bad, but I mean, I love the fact that's why we put the schedule together the way that we did, is because we want to challenge ourselves. We don't, and maybe it'll end up in a loss somewhere down the line or two. But we're working towards playing in March and in April, in November and December.
Now, with the win, South Carolina now has won 40 games in a row. Crazy. Now, guys, Westmore and NC State should have their heads held high because I thought defensively, I thought they did just about everything they could. It's just that they couldn't knock down shots, and they really struggled on the rebounding front. Sanaya Rivers is a good player, but she still struggles with consistency. And yesterday, she was just not very good from the offensive perspective. And the way you beat South Carolina is you got to beat them, yeah, sure, from the defensive front, but also you need your main players to step up. And while Zoe Brooks and Isaiah James did that, it was Sanaya Rivers who needed to do a little bit more for her team to get the win. Now, guys, I have to say that while NC State lost, I am very, very, very excited about their two freshmen. We got Zamira Jones, who was lights out from the three-point line. Ultimately, she finished the game with 16 points. And then we see 6'6" Swedish freshman Tilda Trigger, who I thought showed a lot of potential. Sure, she only finishes the game with 2 points, but when she was out there, I just kept thinking to myself, like, man, wait till this girl becomes a junior. Wait till she gets more experience because she is a big man that can shoot, and if she just gains a little bit more confidence and a little bit more physicality down low, oh, she's gonna be just about unstoppable. So mark my words, about her junior year, oh, we're gonna be talking about Trigger a lot. Now, in the next game, we saw number 11 Duke battle it out for 40 minutes against number 18 Maryland before ultimately going down and losing 80-85. Now, guys, talk about a yo-yo game. It was Maryland sort of first dominating, then Duke comes back, then Maryland starts to push again. Duke makes another push in the fourth quarter, but ultimately they could not pull out the W. Now, for Maryland, for the most part, it was all about the guards. We saw Kayleen Smichael add in 23 points. Cheyenne Sellers did her thing with 17. And then you go to the bench, and you got Bree McDaniel lighting it up, ultimately finishing the game with 15 points. And we cannot forget at all about Christina Dowsey, who, yes, did foul out in this game, but her double-double was absolutely critical. She ultimately finished the game with 12 points and 14 rebounds. We learned several things about Maryland in this game. Number one, we learned that they are back to being a real big-time threat for top 10 teams in the country. Also, we learned that they can weather the storm and not get too flustered. And also, fun fact, guys, Maryland was honoring some of their players yesterday, some of their former players yesterday, including Alyssa Thomas. So it was nice that they were able to get that dub.
But what I learned about us is we're going to be a team this season that never gives up. Right, we're gonna compete for 40 minutes, and play for play, a lot of adversity. But I love that we never hung our heads and we just continue to be resilient.
For Duke, offensively, I thought they played well. I really did. It was their defense, something that they are known for, that needed a little bit more improvement yesterday. We will see ultimately what changes they make, and we will see how far they drop in the AP poll. Now, we go to the craziest game of the day, and that was unranked Oregon taking down number 12 Baylor, 76-74. Now, coming into this game, I for sure was not expecting Baylor to lose. I think most people were not expecting them to lose. They got some great players. They got Lil Paige Bugs, they got Jada Walker, they got Sarah Andrews on their team, and and defensively they can hold their own. But just because you are the better squad does not mean you will always get the dub. As we say, anybody can and will get got. And it just came down to making the most of your chances and being the most efficient. And that was something that Oregon did and Baylor just couldn't do. And they went down for it. Now, this game was pretty neck and neck throughout. Each quarter was kind of controlled by somebody different. Though the fourth quarter, we saw Baylor go on a gigantic run because they were down. They were down substantially going into the fourth quarter. Oregon really lit it up, really lit it up, and Baylor was trying to get back in it. They did make a huge run in the fourth quarter, but it was a little bit too little, too late, and they winded up losing the game. Now, a couple of shout outs for Oregon. The more I see Deja Kelly with Oregon, the more it just seems like a great fit. Deja Kelly finished the game with almost a double-double with 20 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. Alyssa Mevis also had a really good game, finishing the game with only 4 points. However, she did her thing, dishing out 6 assists. She also played some pretty decent defense coming off the bench. She ended up making the game-winning layup, the game-sealing layup, to get the dub for Oregon. Now, the main takeaway, guys, is that Oregon played really, really well. But there's no way Oregon should have beat Baylor. Baylor for sure is getting dropped in their rankings. How much? We will tell. We will see. The AP rankings will get released tomorrow. So, yeah. All right, now let's take a quick look at some of the other games. We saw number 4, Texas destroy Southeast Missouri State, 119-47. We saw number 2, UConn take down South Florida, 86-49. Paige Beckers was almost perfect from the field, finishing the game with 22 points. We saw number 5, UCLA take down Colgate, 81-63, and Lauren Betts dropping 31 buckets. Number 8, Iowa State beat Southern, 84-56. We saw the dynamic duo of Addie Brown and Audie Crooks lead the squad with double-doubles. Addie had 21 points and 10 rebounds, and Audie had 17 points and 11 rebounds, respectively. So, we also see number 20, Ole Miss, take down Arkansas Pine Bluff, 85-24. KK Deans came off the bench, leading the squad in scoring with 16 points and 7 rebounds. Number 24, Alabama took down Troy, 94-71. In this game, Zay Green did her thing, dropping 24 buckets. Number 6, Notre Dame defeated Purdue 102-58, and Hannah Hidalgo drops 28 points in that game and continuing to do her defensive thing, getting 6 steals. Now, y'all, I have to give a huge shout out to Norfolk State of the MEAC, who got their first SEC win ever as a program, beating Missouri 57-54. Now, guys, this game was also the first time that in decades that Norfolk State has beaten anybody on a Power 5 conference. Like, crazy, fantastic game from Norfolk State. It was a nail-biter through the end, but ultimately they were able to get the dub. They are the reigning MEAC champs from last year and are led by Diamond Johnson, who dropped in 17 points, adding in 4 assists and 2 steals. So shout out to the MEAC, shout out to Norfolk State. And we have, we're going to end this with some love for Tara Vanderveer. Tara Vanderveer now officially has her own court. Yesterday, Stanford unveiled the Tara Vanderveer court and proceeded after that to get the first W on that court, beating Gonzaga 89-58. All right, guys, that is today's show. Thank y'all so much for watching. Appreciate y'all so much. I hope this was informative for y'all. So thank you for watching and making it to the end. If y'all have made it to the end, please put a tree in the comments. It really does just let me know how many people actually made it to the end. YouTube tells me that the majority of the people who watch my videos do not make it to the end of my videos, but it doesn't tell me the exact number of people. And so you all putting the tree and then the last game with the squirrel and whatnot, it really does help me to know like how many people are actually kind of making it towards the end. A lot of people kind of fall off within like the 7-minute mark, and I would love to like try to figure out ways like, should I make these way shorter? Is this the right length? Like, yeah, your feedback on that front would be helpful as well. If y'all could please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button. I will be right back here very, very soon, letting you all know other stuff that's happening, including some major updates about WNBA players overseas. All right, guys, appreciate y'all, and I will talk to y'all soon. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.